This is Amine Kassaoui, the feature editor of the Pace Chronicle, and today we've got a very, very special interview. Today we've got Jacky Chen here with us.
Hey,
Jacky was a 3-year starter, offensive tackle for the Sarah's football team. This past season in the fall, he was an All-NA10 first team selection. Pace has never had an NFL player until now. And that now is Jacky Chen, who signed with the Minnesota Vikings as an undrafted free agent last week. Jacky, how you doing, brother? How's life treating you?
it's been good, man. I mean, appreciate you having me up on here. Yeah, dang, I don't really know. I don't really got much words. It's just like you said, it's God, yeah, I don't really got words. That's basically how my reaction was the past few days, the past week or so. But I'm just excited. I'm just excited to get to
Well,
work.
let's jump right in. Golden Okuno, who runs Lineman Academy on Long Island that you attended, said Jacky went through hell and back to get to where he is today. Today, meeting with the Vikings. So tell
Mhm.
us a little bit about your personal journey. What does he mean by you went through hell and back? Obviously, being an athlete is hard on your body and stuff, but tell me a little bit about the hardships and hurdles that you had to overcome to make it to where you are today.
Yeah, I mean, anybody at Pace on the football team that I've been with at least from 2018 to now, like they know what it took. Like they know everybody that was a part of it, part of the journey. It was literally just hell and back. Best way to describe it. All the ups. I feel like I've seen all the ups at Pace, all the downs at Pace, going at 2-8, 2 seasons ago, being the best season we ever had my freshman year. There's literally hell and back, and I feel like just when my trainer Golden said that, because he knows what I've been through, like off the field and stuff, and just adversity and things that I had to fight through, little challenges, obstacles that I had to fight through, off the field. He just literally the best description is just hell and back, like just is very few know like what it took to get to this point, and that's really it. What's understood don't need to be said. That's what my trainer says all the time. What's understood does not have to be said.
Let's talk about the journey. So the season ended in the fall, of course. You were all conference first team. When did the wheels get set in motion for you playing in a Shrine Bowl? Obviously, you got to be invited. It's not just, hey, I want to go
Yeah.
play. And how
Yeah.
did that process start?
It started week one, to be honest. Week one of the season, that's when it started. Um, it was like I want to say, I think it was probably the best matchup I ever had. I think it definitely was the best
In
matchup I ever
Strasbourg?
had. Yes, sir. Against Deshaun McCarthy, DN, two-time All-American, and like there was just like a lot going on that game. There was a lot on the plate. We lost to them last year, like 2 years before, so like we just knew what we had to do. We knew we wanted to beat them, and especially me, I had a bigger goal and bigger what's the word motive to beat them. I mean, knowing that the guy that I'm going up against and the end is a two-time All-American, so I got to show out. So week one that happened, and then I had a really good game against them. My current agent was at that game, and he wasn't my agent at the time because NCAA rules,
Yeah.
you can't do anything. But my current agent, he was at that game scouting him. He got like a tip from one of the scouts about Deshaun McCarthy, and because I mean, dude, he's a freaking phenomenal player. But he
Yeah.
got a tip off him, and then, like I said, I had a good game against him, and then he was interested in me. He reached out to coach, and then I didn't get in touch with him until a little later on, a few weeks later. Um, but he kind of just helped get my name out there, essentially. I wasn't it was not he was not representing me, nothing like that. But he was just like, from a person that's been around the business for a while, he was just like, you know what, like you don't have to sign with me. You don't gotta like has nothing to do with. There's no binding nothing. I'm just gonna get your name out there, and then he did exactly that. And then literally probably 2 weeks later, that's when the first NFL team came. 49ers came, and then ever since after that, I forgot how many teams, but on the Pace Football Twitter, they posted it, but like ever since that, the team started flowing in, like coming to talk to me, and I was like, every time my coach told me about it, I'm like, nah, no way, like there's no way. Every single time, I would just my same reaction was like, nah, no shot. Um, but it started becoming like real after the season ended. That's when I signed with my agent Joe Linta, and then he was getting the work. Like he was just my name was like there was already buzz around my name at that point by the season over. He called me one day. He was like, congratulations, you're going to Vegas. You just got invited to the Shrine Bowl. I'm like, damn. From there, it's kind of just everything kind of just took a handled itself. So.
The Shrine Bowl was on February 2nd. How far out did you know you were invited, more or less?
I think I went out January. I think it was 26th. I think it was like 6 days there, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 6 days
Okay.
in Vegas. Yeah, because we had practice, different interviews and stuff, and meetings. So
It is very rare, like almost impossible for a Division two player to be invited to the Shrine Bowl. And for anyone watching this who doesn't know what the Shrine Bowl is, it's basically the college football all-star game. And it was held in Las Vegas on the field of the Raiders. Hundreds of pro scouts are there. So when you're there, and obviously, like you said, most people probably didn't know who you were scout wise when you made it there. But a couple of the scouts were very impressed with you. Someone even went as far as to say Jacky was everyone's favorite undrafted free agent prospect. What did it feel like for you to be there and to be competing on? Like, listen, pace is great and all, but it's a different level when you're playing against players from Pitt.
100%.
You're going against Habakkuk, Baldonado, these kind of players. So, what did you feel? How did you gauge yourself knowing that you could hang with players who are D1 Power 5 conference players?
Yeah, I mean that was really the biggest thing. Like, just like prior, like when I got the call, it was kind of just like prior to going there. I mean, end of the day, like those are all Power Five schools, so you can in your head, you can one way you can think about it like, damn, they're Power Five schools. What am I gonna do? But at the same time, it's like, all right, you got invited too, so like, obviously you can play with them, you know. But those big D1 schools, man, like I got there, it was just honestly like the biggest piece of it was just the mental aspect, just not letting it like don't psych yourself out because yeah, the speed of the game maybe will be different, like better coached because they have more resources in that aspect. But otherwise, like I think it's just all mental, really. Like physically wise, like I can hang with them and just in order to get like in order to perform at the Shrine game, I feel like the biggest part was just mental, like just going there, trusting what you were um, coached at like these years, and then just essentially just putting it all together. Take the NFL coaching too, because I was coached by the Patriot staff. Just take their coaching and just apply it every day. Just learn something new every day. Just get 1% better each day. And that was really it.
And you were on the winning team. For some, I was curious because you played for Pace, East Coast, but you played for the West team in
Yeah,
the Shrine Bowl. Why was that?
it was weird. I don't know because I had a bunch of boys that played on the East team. Like my boy Salah from Oregon, he was on the East team. It was like I don't think it was. Yeah, when the rosters came out, I don't think it was even like really based off location. But yeah,
So the game ends, your team wins, as I mentioned. What happens after that? I'm sure you're getting calls left and right from scouts, teams, and stuff. The game was on February 2nd. So take me through February 2nd to last week when you finally are signed by the Vikings. What happened in those 2.5, 3 months?
okay, so yeah, I was down in Florida training at X3, excuse me, at X3 and down in Florida from January 2nd, yeah, right after New Year's up until like 2 months down there. I forget whatever that date is, but I was down in Florida for 2 months. So I flew to Vegas from Florida back to Florida after the Shrine game was over. So at that point, I was just like just continued training for my pro day and stuff. And then once I came back home, I had an early pro day at Columbia. That was like March 8th, I want to say. Yeah, it was March 8th. So I had a quick turnaround. Um, yeah, so after the bowl game was over, really just pro day stuff, pro day prep. Once the pro day's over, that's when you really like kind of start keeping in shape, just keep doing your thing, keep training, and then that's when like things become like as close to draft day. You get calls and stuff. You get like meetings, local days, any of that stuff. So
When did you hear? Well, first of all, the Vikings, obviously, you're a Viking. Did you have offers from other teams as well?
so basically, like how it worked, like free agency, like you have like offers from other teams. I don't know the logistics of that. I just know. So basically, when the draft was over, like 10 minutes later, my coach, not my coach, my agent, Joe called me. He was like, "Congratulations, like you're employed. You're going to Minnesota." I'm like, "All right, like no questions asked. I mean, shoot, let's get to work." And that was really it. I didn't ask no questions. I got my foot in the door, and that's all I needed. So yeah, once he told me that, like I wasn't like, oh, like what are the teams now? Because it don't matter. Like as long as one team likes you, he told me that from the beginning. Once my agent met me, like before I even signed with him, he's like, it doesn't matter about all 32 teams. As long as one team likes you and wants you, that's all you need. So
What are the next steps in the process? Like, when are you going to be? You're still on Long Island. When are you going to Minnesota? And when does the summer training start for you with the team?
yeah, so I report to minicamp May 11th, and then May 11th, it's like minicamp like 3 days, I think. So like that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday, and then OTA start Monday. So I'll be down there till from May 11th to June 22nd. And then you have like a gap between June 22nd until training camp starts.
And when does training camp start? More or less.
Uh, I don't know exactly. I think like late July, I want to
Okay.
say. Yeah.
So you had a little bit of a break there where you can come back
Yeah.
and be with your family because
Hmm.
you're from obviously Long Island, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about Coach Rondo, what he's meant to you. For you to come to Pace, Pace was no offense, a shitty program for years and years and years. The greatest era of Pace football is this one. The Carlton, you, Dustin, Ramir, Coach Rondo really built a solid team from the dirt all the way up. Tell me about playing for him, what kind of a leader he is, and also for you, the decision to come to Pace, which before you came here wasn't a great program, and you guys sort of built it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's like most beautiful about it. In terms of coming to Pace, they were the only school that really gave me a scholarship offer. So,
Wow.
I mean, I was 240 pounds coming out of high school, soaking wet. So, like, I mean, playing O line. So they gave me Coach Gilmar, Coach Gruber, and Coach Rondo. They gave me a scholarship. They gave me an opportunity, and I just ran with it. Like I said earlier, been through hell and back at Pace, but I think the most beautiful part about it is that, like, we made something out of nothing, like essentially. We established ourselves, I feel like, and then each year, like it was up and down, but each year, like there was we won games essentially. Like that's like they didn't Pace didn't really win any games prior to that these last 5 years. So started winning games. I mean, Coach Rondo, he's meant everything to me. I mean, he's like a father figure, you know, like he's like kind of he gives that father figure vibe to all the guys. You know, he's super in tune, super just like he wants the best for you in a sense. But Coach Rondo definitely, you know, he tells me what I don't want to hear. He tells me what I need to hear. So I feel like that's the best, most important trait. Like you can't just go around always being that like not happy. I want to say like that telling a player what they want to hear all the time. You gotta just tell straight how it is. So
How? Yeah, I interviewed him last semester. He seems like the best possible coach. Like just from sitting with him for about 20 minutes, I got such leadership vibes from him. What do you think? Obviously, you're done with Pace, but what do you think the future for the team is now that you, the Carltons, this era has sort of turned a page?
I mean, I was at the spring game last week. Them boys look good still. I mean, shoot, they look good. I mean, we got Sean Keeley at quarterback. He's played in a few games. He's an upperclassman. I think he's built up his composure and his ability to play at this next level. Tom Lido, like the O line, I feel like they'll still set, even though they lost me and Kev. But like the O line, they're gritty. Like they want to run the ball, and I feel like that's the most important trait in an offensive line. You can't be afraid of the trenches. You gotta want to run the damn ball. And Drew's at left tackle now, I think. Tommy, Danny, Eric, Grubbs. I mean, yeah, they look good. So I don't really have any concern for them, to be honest. I mean, they're all in good hands. Great leadership on the team right now still. Um, but yeah, of course losing like Nas, Dusty, Carlton, they're all Ramir, major players, major impact players. So, but I believe that they'll be able to handle it and find the next up. You know.
For a college offensive line, let's say a freshman who's coming in next year to Pace, obviously, if you're an offensive lineman, offensive tackle, you want to stay square, you want to keep your hands tight in pass protection. What advice would you give in terms of the mental game. The physical game, the coaches, the veterans will give them advice. But in terms of the mental game, as you, someone who went through the grind and succeeded, what would you tell them how to keep themselves in check and how to be great collegiate offensive players, linemen?
Yeah, shoot, definitely stay the course. And I think the biggest thing with O linemen is like, not every play is gonna be perfect. That's just like football in general. But you're gonna have plays where you miss, like you miss a block, whatever the case may be. But it's kind of like a next play mentality. You're like F it, next play. Like it doesn't matter what happened the last play. The next play, just make sure you correct it and just go 100%. Make if you make a mistake, obviously you don't want to make mistakes, but if you do, make 100 like full speed, 100%. Um, and just like trust in the process. Like I like really be a product of process, and just don't think too far ahead. Take it day by day, snap by snap, play by play. So I think that's the biggest thing in a mental aspect, and just regards to all football, especially offensive line.
So you're going to be a Viking now. Last season they were 13-3, 13-4. The offensive line, they've got to protect Kirk Cousins. They got to open up lanes for Dalvin Cook. How excited are you? And to be on a team which has so much success, it's not like you're going to a team that was 0-17. You're going to a really good team.
Yeah.
Um, did you get to watch a lot of Vikings games this past season? And what do you think the outlook for the team is this season?
I mean, shoot, I'm excited to get to work. Like I got an opportunity, I got my foot in the door, and I'm just running with it. I just every day I just want to be able to get better, learn from the veteran guys, and just be able to be coached and take all coaching tips and points in from the veteran guys, whoever they may be. Um, and just I like based on what I've heard, I mean, I know Drew's boy, he's on the Vikings right now. He's on O line.
Mhm.
Josh Sokol. He said like nothing but great things that and from that O line room. I'm just excited to get to work with all of them. It's a dream come true for real. But the work has just begun, to be honest. Like,
Of course. So I want to ask you, I know you got a marketing agent meeting coming up right after this. What's a day in your life like right now before you report? I know you must have meetings and phone calls all the time. Because obviously when you become an NFL player, there's the game on the field, then there's the business part, which is just as important. What's a
yeah.
day in your life like right now?
I mean, my life right now is pretty smooth. I'm just working out. I'm just if like my agent, not my agent, what's it called? My trainer, Golden. He's the one who like got this like marketing agent guy. Like he like wants to set up a call. I was like, for sure. But the biggest thing, like on the field matters a lot, but also like I just also like literally an hour ago got out of a player engagement meeting with like the NFL off front office and stuff, and basically they were just giving there's like a player panel of like second year players, kind of telling it was like for all rookies coming in, just kind of what to expect, all that kind of things off the field, on the field, just be your like just be present and just take it day by day and just like absorb it all in, soak it all in, learn from the vets, all that stuff. Be smart with like your money, all that, all everything that you need to learn. Um, so I feel like just day in the life is, I mean, I'm just training, but there's a lot that's gonna happen. Hopefully in these next few weeks or so. Um, but just gotta be ready. Just gotta keep a level head. Stay
Speaking of
humble.
speaking of being ready, God has blessed you in your professional life, but He's also blessed you in your personal life. Maybe even more than your professional life. You and your girlfriend are expecting your first baby together, a beautiful baby. Tell me how you feel about becoming a dad.
Oh man, that's like a whole different type of like that's just another blessing. Like for real. Like that's another word. The only word I can describe it is just a blessing. Being in this position with football, um, with the NFL, and then being in this position off the field with my life, just become a father. Like everybody that I talk to that's a dad, they're like, listen, when you become a dad, your life changes forever, and not in a bad way, but just in a great like you see life a lot differently. And I'm just excited to just start a family and build a family with um my girlfriend. So it's awesome. I'm truly blessed.
Tell me about the support system you have, because life's going to get very crazy for you in the next couple of months. Tell me about your girlfriend and your parents, and if you have any siblings. How do they keep you grounded and keep you level-headed while you're on this incredibly intense journey?
Yeah, I mean, they're supporting me every step of the way. They basically, I mean, they let me take the driving wheel, the steering wheel, just be in the driver's seat, and just it's my life essentially. They trust me, they trust, like, believe that I got it, and that's all I really need. I just need them to be a support system essentially, and they 100% are. They've been supporting me through everything that's going on, supporting us. So I can't complain about that. It's truly blessed opportunity and just situation that I'm in.
Well, Jackie, I remember seeing you at the gym, dapping you up. I was your RA, telling you not to do this, not to do that, and now I can't say anything to you ever. You are an NFL player. Congratulations on all your success. All of Pace is proud of you. You are the talk of this campus right now. Even though you're not here, I hope you know that. Thank you so much for giving me a couple of minutes here today, and best of luck on your journey.
That's awesome.
Congratulations, sincerely.
I appreciate you for having me. Thank you for having me out and getting to speak with you a little bit,
Of
chop it
course,
up.
man. And if you ever are an NFL All MVP or anything, grab me another interview.
I got you, man.
Thanks,
Appreciate
brother.
you.
Take care.
Take care.